Now to an important health alert. Today, the Centers for Disease Control is warning about a potentially life-threatening
Farmers are being asked to keep an eye out for lice on their cows.
Estimates 450,000 people may have contracted the disease known as alpha-gal syndrome. CBS's Meg Oliver reports the alert comes as health officials report cases of tick-borne diseases are rising.
North Park woman fighting a losing battle. Her apartment is overrun with cockroaches.
The cockroach's head is triangular, possessing a pair of compound eyes and a pair of long antennae which are able to feel and smell the bug's surroundings. The thorax is separated into three regions: the prothorax, mesothorax, and metathorax, each of which contain one pair of its 6 legs. The prothoracic legs serve as brakes as the cockroach moves, while the mesothoracic and metathoracic legs control its speed. The mesothorax and metathorax each also house one pair of the cockroach's wings. They have segmented bodies protected by a tough, chitinous armor called their exoskeleton. Sclerites are the hard plating on the surface of the exoskeleton.
One leg was removed from the specimen to examine each part that comprises the legs. The most proximal part is the trochanter, followed by femur, tibia, down to the tarsus. The mouth parts of a cockroach contain a pair of strong, horizontally aligned blade-like mandibles that aid in chewing. It also includes the labrum, maxillae, and labium. An anal style is an appendage that is usually absent in female cockroaches. Upon inspection of the abdomen, an anal style is found attached to its tendo-abdominal segment, thereby confirming that the specimen is male.
To identify the species we collected, we observed the color of its body and pronotum. This specimen is reddish-brown in color, with a pale brown or yellow band around the edge of the pronotum. This is a characteristic feature belonging to an American cockroach.
Navajo County and Coconino County in Arizona have issued warnings about fleas testing positive for the plague bacteria Yersinia pestis. Fleas carrying the bacteria bite and infect rabbits and rodents. Household pets can also pick up the fleas. The bacteria can be transmitted to humans who handle the sick animals or directly through flea bites.
There are more than 2,000 flea species, each partial to its own kind of creature. But the one you'll most likely cross paths with is the cat flea.
The body of a flea is laterally flattened, armored with rugged plates called sclerites, and equipped with long legs adapted for jumping. Identification of the flea can be based on the head shape and combs. For the cat flea, its head shape is more elongated and pointed than other species, and both pronotal and genal combs are present.
The bases of the genal teeth of cat fleas lie on a line running parallel to the long axis of the head, thus serving to distinguish this genus from other fleas.
New tonight, veterinarians, they are warning dog owners about an unusual outbreak here. Now, lice is going around the valley, and the problem only seems to be getting worse over just the past month.
That's right, and experts now want to sample any cow lice they can find to get to the bottom of it.
Lice are divided into 2 main groups: sucking lice, Anopleura, and chewing lice, Mallephaga. These host-specific specimens were collected from goat, cat, and chicken. This louse was collected from a pet cat. It is known that the only species of louse affecting cats is Phellicola subrostratus. This louse is a chewing louse, with its distinct elongated, triangular head and large mandibles. It is yellow in color with transverse bands of brown. Its thorax is short and its legs are small. One species of louse particularly found most prevalent in the feather shafts of chicken is Menopon gallini, also known as shaft louse. All lice found in chickens have chewing mouthparts, like this specimen. It is distinct from other species because of its narrow body.
Menopon gallini can be distinguished from Menacanthus stramineus by the single row of setae in each of its abdominal segment.
This specimen was collected from goat. The louse species found in goats is Linignathus stenopsis. This louse is characterized by its elongated head and long mouthparts, long antennae, and legs with simple and compound claws. Its body is also narrower and more slender as compared to other species infesting goats.
Tonight, a small mite is causing big problems for a Southside daycare center. 24 people have fallen victim to a scabies outbreak.
There are various ways of acquiring samples for mite infestation in dogs. Skin scraping is an effective form of diagnostic procedure used in determining the presence of mites in the epidermis. There are two types of skin scrapings, the superficial skin scraping and the deep skin scraping. In cases of suspected demodicosis, deep skin scraping is done. To begin, examine the specimen's body for sites where deep mite infestation is common. Place a few drops of mineral oil on a glass microscope slide. Squeeze the skin prior to scraping to push the mites out from the depths of the hair follicles. Hold a scalpel blade with mineral oil firmly in one hand. Gently scrape the skin fold until minor bleeding occurs. Apply the collected material and exudate to the glass slide containing mineral oil. Place the slide under a microscope with the condenser down and use the X400 magnification to look for adults. Demodex canes is a parasite that lives in the hair follicles of dogs. Under the microscope, this mite is elongated and shaped like a worm with 4 pairs of stumpy legs arising from the thorax. It lacks distinct segmentation on its body.
Consumer Reports warns that tick-borne diseases like Lyme disease and Rocky Mountain spotted fever are on the rise.
Ticks are ectoparasites that feed on their host's blood and transmit diseases through their saliva. There are thousands of species of ticks, but they can generally be categorized into 2 main types, hard ticks and soft ticks. These types can be distinguished by the presence of a hard chitinous and shield-like structure located on the dorsal part of the body called scutum. Ticks are wingless, and features like antennae or compound eyes are absent. They also have 4 pairs of legs. The specimen collected is a hard tick, judging by the presence of scutum. Its body is divided into 2 main parts, the anterior capitulum, head region, and the posterior idiosoma, body. The capitulum contains mouthparts used for feeding, including barbed chelicerae and a hypostome for anchoring to the host. The idiosoma houses the tick's internal organs. Among ticks, the brown dog tick is easily recognized by its color, body shape, and hexagonal basis capituli. Brown dog tick is reddish-brown in color, with no markings on the back. Unfed ticks are flattened, teardrop-shaped, while engorged ticks appear to be olive in color. The hexagonal basis capituli, festoons, a series of grooves or ridges along the posterior margin of the tick's body, and the anal groove behind the anus are particularly good identifying characteristics of brown dog tick.